I'm not going to, but
it was that good. It was that good. Well, German Academy did get the choice in this third map in a best of 3 series here. And remember, whoever loses this drops out of the tournament entirely. And they have chosen Warsong Gulch.
Ooh!
So we are getting a flag map. And this is one that we've mentioned previously, where both of these teams have had some mixed results on flag maps. Eddie, how do you feel about the Gulch choice?
I mean, honestly, I think German Academy is playing into the weakness of speedrun here. They know they lost twice already. I'm sure the morale isn't great. And also Eugenio, how's his mentally? He, as a friend of him, as my old leader, I know he's not happy with his performance. But also, I wouldn't put it all on him. I'm also questioning their defense. Where was the Warlock? Where was the Warrior in Red? We saw them execute in the other games yesterday, but today it just hasn't been it.
Yeah, hasn't been it for them. Licro, how do you feel about the Warsong Gulch choice? Do you agree with Eddie's feelings there?
I share some of them. However, I do think this is a little bit unorthodox for them. I was definitely expecting a base map or a more objective oriented map, which obviously flag map definitely is. They haven't had too much success with it. Actually, I lie. The game they played against Nitata Talk yesterday on Warsong Gulch, they did play that very well, and they do definitely play flag maps very well. So I can very much understand this decision from them still, and I think it's my money's on German Academy for this. I don't think Speedrun Last Place have been performing that great on flag maps today, so maybe they're just having an off day, but for me, I'm going with German Academy. Big up German Academy, you know what I mean? Oh god, that was chappy.
The German Academy gang, if you will.
The German Academy
let
gang.
Let us know in chat, who do you think is going to take this one? Is it going to be German Academy? Is it going to be Speedrun Last Place Any %? Taking a look here at what we see on the side of both of these teams, and actually a slight change on the side of Speedrun. They've actually decided to only go with one Boomkin. We do see Revsy coming back in on that Demon Hunter, still the 2 Disc Priests and the Resto Druid. On the side of German Academy, Karim once again on the Demon Hunter, but we do have those 2 Boomkins. No Arms Warrior on the side of German Academy, and once again sponsored Hippie and Mackie on the healers. Eddie, how do you feel about this setup from both of these teams?
Yeah, it's you asked the great questions and the hard ones, and honestly, I low-key favor German Academy on this map. They have the DK for these tight corridors in their own base when it comes to these split fight decisions where there's the offensive and the defensive teams going on. Also, I would like to take a look at Speedrun's comp here. They opted into double disc and Resto Druid again, and I was questioning it yesterday as well. I asked them why they did it, and their reasoning is, well, a Holy Pala after the nerf to the sacrifice when it went from 12 to 6 seconds, it simply isn't useful anymore. They prefer to have these big domes, and also the double grip, of course, for crossing the map can be useful, but I'm not sure if it's the move here, honestly, but again, yeah, my guts says Speedrun here. I think they can pull through, but the line mod, it says German Academy.
Yeah,
fair enough. How do you feel, Licro, looking at these 2 setups?
I'm in total agreement. I think German Academy completely outcomps Speedrun. I just don't see the use of having. I think personally, having getting rid of the Ret Pally, bringing in another Boomkin, and then a Holy Pally instead of one of the discs would be a much greater option for them. And you just look at German Academy's comp. They just have a perfect flag map comp. As Eddie said, they have the DK for the tight corridors and the slows, the grips. What besides the Warlock, what does Speedrun have for any peels and slows to take any people out the game? Because now Shikes can just sit on Revsy just like without boosted to him earlier. I'm not a fan of it, honestly.
Yeah, it does seem as though this is going to be favouring German Academy. Those Boomkins are going to be super dangerous. And as you mentioned, that DK, we've spoken about DKs before and how effective they can be on a map such as this. If they can shut down the opposition Demon Hunter, then they are going to be in a much better position. As we see, German Academy, the first one to pick up the flag. Artasia does pick up the flag. We've seen this before, these Boomkins picking up the flag, hoping to potentially get a reaction. And Uleno does pick up. Are we going to see Artasia dropping this off to Fowler, or once again is this setting themselves up into a position where they can almost bait Speedrun last place any percent into kind of crossing the map and getting them caught out beforehand. Revsy doing what they can against Artesia here. Eddie, how do you feel about that starting here from both of these teams?
I mean, I honestly like what German Academy is doing. We saw how effective it was. Artesia got through, and then it forced Kili in the previous matchup to pick, and Kili used his cooldowns, and when he came to his base, and Fowler Boy just picked it and had everything ready. But then again, if it doesn't go well, let's say they fail the mission with this Boomy Cap, then all the play is in Speedrun's hand, and Ulahinho is struggling here, but he still has his Incarn and everything else as far as I'm concerned. So, and we see this there. So the priest
grips up.
Yes. The tank can't go up the gates with the flag, but the priest can grip him up, and this is their play. Really, really smart.
They don't have it actually though.
They don't have it. I don't know whether it's on cooldown or whether they're waiting.
Sona just used it, but on someone else.
Yeah, Sony used it. I don't think it went off on for some reason on Eleno. There it is again. You see the animation going on to Eleno, but it isn't coming off, which is really unfortunate. He's now kind of caught in no man's land almost. This puts a real spanner in the work of Speedrun. German Academy did drop the map, but Fowler has now gone and picked it back up. Eleno going through the center here. This is kind of not what they wanted to do. They did want to have that grip up, but for whatever reason, didn't seem to be working out. Could have potentially been, a number of reasons, line of sight issues or anything along those sort of lines. But once again, you've got to imagine Speedrun not the starting that they wanted with their flag carrier.
No, absolutely not. And Ulahinho is getting convoked, took him down straight to half HP. There's one of the walls. Trajkovic is straight off of him, but he has the support of Sona and Harley. And Karim is going to be connecting soon. Shikes, DK has been taken down. Probably doing what... but so is Revsy. I don't see Fowler Fanboy in any trouble. Artesia is going to be trying to connect soon. And Avidance is playing in defense with Mackie and Sponsored. Like, I just don't see them being in trouble for too long. The Emerald Slumber, getting a big cooldown resets. He's going to be happy. He's going to run up. Avidance is in a clone, but it's no problem. And now look, you got Trajkovic just on top. And every single tick of damage does a little bit of extra mana. And the more mana you spend, the less healing you're going to be able to do in the end.
Look at Hippie. Hippie's already almost tapped completely on mana. Mackie and Sponsored looking solid. On the side of Speedrun, Harley and Sonar also looking super low. And those are the ones that are realistically going to be here trying to look after Eleno. And this is not a good situation for them, Eddie. I mean, how long do you think Speedrun can kind of last at this point?
In Speedrun, they need to get out of their base ASAP. What we just saw before was German Academy sent it the DKO as well. The only defense consists of the Monk, the Pala, and the Rogue. And this is traditional evidence. Solo defender D. Like, this is textbook from him and Ulahinho. Look, the enemies are coming. Trajkovic, Trikes, Shikes, everything. He needs to get out of this space. Like, he can't stay here. It's dangerous.
Yeah, he needs to jump down. He needs to jump down, start to try and kite, but look, they've already put down a barrier. The big cleaves are coming in from the limb, from the DK. Harley X trying to get the MC down. Shikes will probably die from that, maybe. No, he just survives. Trajkovic is down, and the defense is fine now. And the defense is fine.
They should just kill him with the MC him down. Just put him on graveyard instead. No, because I don't get it.
It's interesting. I mean, you take a look on the side of Fowler. Fowler seems to be very, very comfortable wherever Fowler is. There doesn't seem to be much coming in on the side of... I mean, as I say that, he does get attacked here. We do see Revsy coming through, doing as much damage as they possibly can. Customer support there as well. Is this going to be enough? I don't believe so, because they do also have Sponsored there. They've got Lera, obviously, on the offense. And this is what we saw previously in a couple of the previous matches with Speedrun, where they only had Lera supporting the offense, and they had 2 healers left. And it didn't go well for them. This time, they've opted to decide for the exact same thing. Then comes the grip in. I believe that was actually the charge from Fowler there. Fowler looks to be in a pretty good position, but Eleno also pretty solidly. There's no real pressure coming through. Fowler's under a lot of pressure from Revsy here. Avidance doing what they can to help Fowler, but it does feel as though German Academy are currently the ones on the back foot. But how long is this going to last for, Licro?
I think it's going to be... I think they're going to be fine. They're going to get back to the graveyard. They're going to clean them up all. They're going to probably go for a big defense, but I see them going to push right now. But Revsy just has full uptime right now. Tiger is connecting also, but he has Mackie and Sponsored. I don't think it's a problem. Karim also full uptime. Harley's coming around, maybe going to try and get the knock. You can see they tried to get a grip onto Trajkovic, but maybe the grip is bugged a little bit. For the fanboy, he nearly got caught out of form there. That would have been catastrophic. Customer support on him, but now you can see he charges back up because Lerolol doesn't jump down. Absolute fantastic play right there.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. You saw what he did there, where he wild charged back up, leading the Rogue and Druid behind. Really cutting out. Now, I don't like this position, and I think Ulahinho needs to turn his character around as well. You can't dodge spells from the air, beautiful. You can't dodge spells from the back, at least when it comes to melee hits, and honestly, he looks like he's going down. This is late.
It's the same position. It's the same position they were in previously. They thought they were going to get a kill onto Fowler, and Eno goes over, and I don't know whether it's communication based or what.
There we are.
Eno goes down. There goes
Absolutely.
the return, and is Fowler going to be able to get the cap here? Fowler heading back with Mackie. There is customer support there, so potentially customer support could pick it up to stop this. But again, the same situation happened. Communication seems to be an issue between these. Lera does pick it up. Mackie doing what they can. Customer support absolutely destroying Fowler. Mackie went down there. What a mistake by Mackie.
Wow.
What a mistake. We're actually going to see both of these flags returned here. We're going back to resetting this game. And
Mackie into his heart there.
Massive mistakes from both of these teams here.
Yeah, you're completely right, Kicks. That was a big mistake from Fowler Fanboy, but also very well played by customer support. He took the chance that was given to him, and that's what defines a great player. You see the opportunity and you strike hard, and that's what he did. Now, honestly, this may be a bad situation. Ulahinho has the flag and is crossing. I don't think Fowler Fanboy is in the enemy base yet.
Artesia picked it though. Artesia picked it, and Ulahinho's running in. Artesia's trying to get out onto the ramp, but he has Divinovic chasing him down. And so Ulahinho has Sona there. Revs is just about to go to peel back to the offense. Ulahinho's in cap form. He's running. He knows he's safe. But I don't know. Maybe Speedrun didn't learn from the last game. I feel like they got a little bit lucky with that kill in the bad positioning. But I'm not going to knock it. Smokey did that. He saw that opportunity, as you said, and he striked hard, Eddie.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, as you mentioned there, they didn't learn from their previous mistakes. Uleno going into that position for the cap. The kill wasn't there on Fowler, whether that was miscommunication. The only reason that German Academy didn't actually get the cap was simply because of Mackie. Mackie actually went for the bait and went down to take on Lera, left Fowler alone, and customer support just came in and ripped Fowler an absolutely huge new one. And that was the only reason. Avidance does drop on the side of German Academy. Shake's looking super low, but take a look. Healer's looking good on mana across the board. And we have effectively reset here. Great ring coming in, but Rev's still on the tail of Fowler. Whether or not this is going to be enough, I don't know. But you've got to say this game is hinged on two massive moments, and we are still 10 minutes in without a zero cap. Who's going to be the one to take advantage here, Eddie?
I mean, it's really hard to say. Any crit, anything can really decide the game here, as we have seen. But also, like, I feel like I don't like the way that Speedrun is handling this game. I feel like their offensive is very, very thin. We only see Lerolol, we see Tigra and customer support, solo offensive with Revsi. I don't feel like it's enough. And then we compare to German Academy here. The whole squad is on Ulahinho, and cooldown is used after each cooldown, and Evidence is solo defending somehow. It's honestly, if you ask me, that should not be allowed, but apparently it is, and honestly, Ulahinho could go down here. This doesn't look good.
No, if they keep training Ulahinho, he's definitely going to go down. Then they've got Hippie there as well to support. Trajkovic gets, but he just misses the flat back. Then again, you've got Artesia with big damage lined up in his arsenal, and you got Trajkovic on the incarns when they come back, but they turn on to Hippie. Hippie is going to have to PS here. There's no other choice, right? There's no other choice.
I mean, Hippie didn't even get a chance to PS. He just got deleted. Oleno's still taking a lot of damage, but again, take a look at the mana on the side of Harley and Sonar. Looking super good. Sublex dropping down there, taking on Artesia as well. So getting rid of Artesia. Fowler looking pretty solid defensive-wise. I mean, Revs is there potentially helping out, Revs coming in for the attack, doing what they can. Whether or not it is working out for them, I'm not entirely sure. It looks as though he is able to survive but Lera coming in with that Cyclone. Fantastic attempt there. The Vortex working, but Revsy just not quite able to get the amount of uptime that they want here. And Fowler is under a lot of pressure. Oleno looking pretty comfortable where they are. I mean, look at Harley and Sonar. Their mana is looking fantastic. Sponsored's mana not looking great. And the pressure that is currently on Fowler for German Academy is pretty solidly. And you've got to imagine that at this point, they're on the back foot. Oleno dropping super down. Oh my God!
Come on, Trike.
Troy doing what they can. Elena dropping super low. Divine and Ethic coming in, though. That does look as though they've been able to defend. And once again, the pain suppression coming in from Harley. They are out of pain suppressions now. So this is the time that Speedrun need to... that German Academy need to be pushing in on Eleno. But once again, Fowler doing a great job in kiting this damage around. This is super close. 11 minutes, 45 seconds in. We still haven't seen a cap. Both of these players...
Elena's going to go down here, maybe. The wall, after this wall fades, is in so much trouble. Karim doesn't have the hunt, but he's got... I don't think he has the hunt at least. And he goes down. He just goes down. There was just too much damage. Customer support maybe trying to one-shot. And if they kill Fall of Fanboy here, I'm lost for words. That's the bomb. I don't think they get it. He's maybe going to dash for it. If do it, he won't. There's no way he does it. He presses his incon. He can't get CC'd. He can't get CC'd. Quick's trying to do it.
Is he going to drop beforehand? Are they going to kill him before they do? They managed to get him beforehand. Is there a pickup? There is a pickup on the side.
That is
Speedrun last
shocking.
place, they were able to get a pickup there. Revsy able to pick up, return to the base. What is going on with this game? How did Fowler not get the cap there? Incom was popped, but the damage was too great. Where were the healers?
I don't know, Kicksman. History is repeating itself. We see Fowler Fanboy with the great kite running around his base, kiting out a DPS, but always dying right before the flex spot. And then again, we see Ulahenyo standing literally AFK on roof, face tanking damage. I'm sure that is actually a team decision. If he wanted to kite, I'm sure that would happen. So it's honestly, but this is good for them actually. Ulahenyo got the flag, and Fowler Fanboy needs to cross. He's going up ramp though, but he is delayed though. Look, Ulahenyo's ahead.
Artesia has it. Artesia currently has the flag coming down mid as well. So Artesia's going to run into Harley and Eleno, turning around, deciding that is probably not the best way to go. He's running out of the side entrance. Are they going to be able to get away? That is the big question. Going into travel form, jumping away out of frame. Eleno is taking a lot of damage from Karim here. Harley doing what they can, potentially stopping this damage. Able to heal up Eleno. Looking good on mana on both sides. Sponsor taking a bunch of damage, but once again being able to heal up. Eleno going back into their favored position. It does look as though we have had the flag passed over to Fowler Fanboy, but Fowler Fanboy now has a lot of attention on Revsy. There comes the AMZ. This is huge. And once again, 14 minutes in, nearly 14 minutes in, and not a single cap, Litcro.
I think that we're going to be seeing some more action very, very soon. Fall of Fanboys just running straight back into the base, but you can see Tiger straight on it, tried to get the push onto Maki, just about missed it. But then you got Karim coming up the tunnel, and you could put this is a great defense, double disc, and Ulahenyo. I'm starting to see more of the logic about these double discs. You've also been on Warsun Gulch, you've got the MCs to MC the DPS off the roof, but I just don't think it's worth it instead of the Paladin. But if they can make it work and it's what works for their team, that's the main thing.
I think the biggest thing is they've been able to get drinks off, which does mean that they have been able to keep this mana up, which is the worst part about these districts. We do see a pain suppression used on Harley to keep Ulahenyo alive, taking a lot of pressure here. Fowler looking pretty comfortable. Macking sponsored there, both looking pretty full on mana. Hippie also on the side of the offense for German Academy looking solid on mana. So not Ulahenyo, getting themselves a little bit of breathing room, which is actually putting themselves into a really nice position. Karim doing what they can to step forward. Same with Sublex. Customer support potentially dropping, but again, you've got to say that Eleno's actually playing this relatively well this time around. There's been one mistake where they've been sat there currently waiting for a flag cap that never came. But at this point, German Academy, I would say, are probably under the most pressure.
Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. Sorry,
you go, Lico, you go. No, you go, it's fine.
So basically, I completely agree with you there. They're under the most pressure, but you can see Avidance is even trying to get a little bit more aggressive, and this is what we spoke about, Kex and Eddie. I said earlier, I want to see him being a bit more aggressive, and now they've done exactly that. They've got Hasbulla in defense for the slows also. The bomb comes out of the Fall of Fanboy. This could be catastrophic. Maki gets the cocoon off, and they're really good. They didn't overlap anything. Sponsored, by the way, then pops the bubble and Avenging Crusader. But Ulahenyo goes down in a heat and a flash, and they're going to get the cap. Click, click. Oh no, they picked it. Did they repick? Divinovic repick. Oh no, not again. There's
Not
no
again.
way.
Divinovic has repicked. Divinovic is taking so much damage. Are they going to be able to do this and turn it around? Divinovic, the steed is out. They're going as quickly as they possibly can. Trike is in front of them, doing what they can to potentially stop them. Ethic, Avidance is there. Is this going to happen? Trikovic goes and picks it up, but Trikovic is going to be in real trouble because immediately running into the majority of the forces from Speedrun last place, any percent. What is happening between these two teams? Fowler does drop as well. Fowler's down. It does look like as though Trajkovic just picked it up. We've got Divinovic with the flag. Once again, we're getting a huge standoff between these two teams. Divine currently in the main base really needs to get this off to somebody else. There's the grip in, seeing if they can get a fake, but once again, caught there. Are they going to return it? It does look as though it has been returned. And Trajkovic there with the flag. Are they going to be able to get in and actually cap this? They're on 7 stacks. Sublex is below them. They're going to potentially pick this up. I'm not sure what is exactly where the current flags are. Trajkovic has passed it off. He's dropped it. He's dropped it. Are we going to see a complete reset with 17 minutes into the game? What is happening?
Honestly, I don't know if I'm just unstable as a person, but this game's making me mentally unstable right now. They need to stop doing this to me. Like, I've had so many opportunities from both teams. Eddie, we've seen games, and then we've seen games like we have done today. It's uncomparable to anything I've seen. It just shows the determination and persistency to win this tournament for them.
Yeah, and the power of Divinity keeps speedrun last place any percentage alive here. Divinovic, this is not the first time we see him hold the flag. And also, you're wondering, how is he tankier than the Guardian? Where there was a few patches ago, there was actually a fix in for RBGs. They had a slight nerf to tanks in the game, which they meant they took more damage, or else tanks would actually be really OP. So many in the community doesn't know this, but tanks are actually squishier in an RBG than they would be in a real, let's say, raid encounter. But this game, honestly, 2 minutes left, 0-0, and honestly, it's so equal that I don't think we'll get a winner in this game. Maybe we are going into an overtime.
We potentially may be going into an overtime, which is insane because this is the third map in this best of 3. Whoever loses this falls out of the tournament completely, so it is all to play for these two teams, and they couldn't be more evenly matched. 90 seconds left almost on this game, and we still haven't seen a single pickup by any of these teams. Eleno does pick up the flag on the side of Speedrun Last Place Any percent. German Academy currently don't have the flag. Fowler is taking a lot of damage here, trying to get through to the opposition side to pick up the flag. You can see Eleno there, currently coming out of the base, does have Harley with them, does have Shikes with them. There comes Karen, doing what they can to potentially get the damage in. Sublex also there as well, but Eleno is able to get across the map super quickly. Hippie there as well, also trying to stop them, but once again, here comes Fowler. Fowler potentially picking up the flag. I believe he does have the flag indeed. So once again, we're in a position between these two druids. Eleno with the flag, Fowler with the flag, and it looks as though they are all going into this single entrance on here. There's going to be a huge team fight here. Looking at, we have less than 60 seconds left on the map. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen.
It's unfathomable. I'm not even sure what happens if it goes to draw. It looks to me like the German Academy now is looking to play for the draw. They don't want any more smoke. And
if we lose Lico here, I mean, we lose him, and also I think it's only you are back. We are glad to have you back, Lico. Continue on your point.
I was saying, I think German Academy knows that they can't get across the map. The game's over in 15 seconds. Yeah. This is looking like it's going to a draw. I'm not even sure what happens if it goes to a draw, but all I know is it's going to be great.
I'm pretty sure if we go to a draw, maybe you probably know this, Kex. Are we going to the wheel? Will the wheel be the real MVP of this tournament?
I'm choosing the fate. I'm not entirely sure. I really don't know. So here we are. We have neither of these teams being able to score a point during 20 minutes on Warsong Gulch. What an incredible game. I'm going to wait and I'm going to get an official ruling shortly, but my word, what a game there. I mean, I think we need to talk about both of these teams and some of what we saw there. I think the first big one was obviously when we saw the mistake on the side of Olheno kind of sit there hoping for the cap, the insta cap that never came, whether that was a mistake on any sort of in regards to communication, and then following up with Mackie just kind of going after obviously customer support on that. The druid healer leaving his guardian druid alone, and customer support just coming in and tearing through them. Eddie, talk us through that moment.
I mean, this was a brawl, and honestly, I didn't expect more from any of these teams. They are so equal that we are probably going into an overtime. I think this game speaks louder than the words I can put on it, and honestly, I would say that German Academy, they actually played well. Their defensive was really strong. A big shout out to Mackie. The rings we saw outside tunnel also when they were kiting outside the base over the tunnel. And honestly, the only thing they lacked was the last 20 yards to the flex spot, and then they had it. But today it wasn't enough. Today it wasn't enough.
And I mean, also, key point there, Licorice, that we saw, we had a